The SoundShape Podcast.
SoundShape SOUNDOFF.
Hello and welcome to SoundShape SOUNDOFF, where we discuss some topics or a topic for a bit longer than we normally would in the podcast.
Or rant for 10 minutes, as you're saying.
Yeah, or we tend to rant for 10 minutes.
Always.
So today we're going to visit the concept of territories for promotions, for bands, for wrestling companies,
events,
in general.
events,
yeah.
Aye, it's interesting.
SoundShape SOUNDOFF.
It kind of kicked off for us when we noticed a wrestling promoter complaining about a certain venue that he normally books being used by another wrestling company.
Yeah.
And generally being a bit of a cunt.
It's not your venue, man.
It's a weird one.
Well, it's particularly when it's like a town hall or something like that.
Because do you know what's really interesting about the concept in terms of the public's awareness of it is that it seems like the people that were in the know, the people that were kind of part of companies, all stood by the idea that you can't do that, you can't book an event in another hometown.
I think mainly like the wrestlers seem to back that up because they get paid by this promoter, so they probably went, man, keep booking me.
People like me who are still very much aware of how promotion works, I was still thinking, hang on a minute, why is this? Why is it seems to boil down to public awareness of a brand not being different from another brand. Apparently, if you put too many things on the one place, people will get confused, and if it's shite, then it's all that wrestling or that whatever is shite, so that's going to be shite.
Aye.
I don't think people are that stupid.
You go to Tuts and you see a shit band one night supporting somebody,
so Tuts is
so
shite.
you don't go back to Tuts. Like, that makes no sense.
Uh-huh.
It makes no sense. I don't really know a lot about this, is what you guys are saying. Like,
as a concept,
I just don't understand why.
But as a concept, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like saying, "Oh no, I'm at the wrong movie. I've came at the cinema.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so stupid. This cinema sucks. I'm never coming back." You went and seen a shit movie, but
Jar Jar Binks was in that film. I'm never going anywhere.
We didn't write Star Wars off because we nearly
fucking did.
Nearly.
Let's face it. There was 3 films where it was touch and go.
Natalie Portman redeemed it though.
No, she did not.
Not really.
Eddie,
Alright, cool. But I
Robot
suppose,
Chicken redeemed it.
For wrestling, the concept of promotions and territories died a lot in the 80s in America, so that's why it's very strange that Scottish companies are kind of complaining about that, particularly when ICW kind of tours the UK, or you've got other ones who kind of tour different venues. I know there's a few who maybe stick to 3 or 4 venues in different towns.
That's a very good point. See someone like ICW, because they're so huge now. If there's a really bad wrestling show gets put on by some really new startup and it's terrible, are people going to see that and then not go and see ICW?
Absolutely not.
They're going to go to ICW because they know what ICW is.
They're going to go to a good show, professionally run, and it's fun. You know
and
what I mean?
especially the internet makes it all the better, because you can research. Takes you 2 seconds to check out whether.
Absolutely.
I mean, a circus could be crap. Oh, they're all probably crap. Let's be honest, right?
Unless it's got tigers,
lions and tigers and bears.
My.
But if one circus
and the penises and the vaginas.
Do you know I can't?
Oh no! The ringmaster means something altogether different.
Fuck me. The ringmaster.
Like, one of the things that amused me with this wrestling promoter was someone went quite quickly, "You said you were never going to book this venue again. You've not actually been there for 6 months. How can you say it's your venue?"
Aye.
Yeah. You actually mentioned that. It was like,
I might want to book there again.
I might. Meanwhile, the venue goes under because no fuckers paying the gun. Yeah, right. Yeah. Ridiculous.
No, I think
you know how business works, right?
It hurts my brain, man.
He doesn't know how business works. That's why he's a wrestling promoter.
That's a venue that needs to make money to pay its staff. Therefore, it will take any booking it can get. It's just common sense.
But like our podcast. For sponsors.
SoundShape SOUNDOFF.
But this reminds me of gigs when I was about 18, 19 at the time playing Glasgow. I remember, it was ages ago, not as long ago as when you were 18 or 19.
No, but didn't they count back then though?
Abacus.
Yes, abacus.
One abacus, 2 abaci. What was I saying again? Fuck knows. See, especially kind of at the time, this kind of like post-hardcore and like slash emo scene type thing was really, all the goths were kicking off because Scuzz TV was starting, all that kind of thing.
Scuzz TV?
Which is still going, but at the time Scuzz TV was like, the cool new thing. And the thing was, all the bands that played that kind of, on that kind of channel, that kind of music, if you had local nights, even at the Barfly, people would get angry that the Barfly was getting run one night by some new promoter that was putting on these.
Yeah.
But there was like 150 kids counted to see it, but it's because the bands were so bad, it's given this scene a bad name. And you had other promoters that would get mugged off about it, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
do you think venues or even cities could be seen as a territory of a particular scene? So like Manchester's got a particular scene, it doesn't anymore, but a particular vibe to it.
Yeah, no. Like, I think
I think technology, that's too narrow a concept.
I think nowadays the internet makes the world tiny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Territories, like, you would go to somewhere because you don't have a clue what the vibe is there.
Or take like Ivory Blacks as an example, I suppose, and not in any negative way, but if you looked at that venue and you went in it, you're like, this is a kind of hard rock metal bar.
I played down there recently and it was a brilliant gig.
It's definitely not. Yeah, you've played down there and you're not hard rock or metal, so...
No, that's what I'm saying, it really worked. Awesome sound system as well. But I was kind of standoffish about playing it because it's got that
stigma.
It's a stigma. Yeah. I've been a really
same with the Cat House. The Cat House. All the goths go to the Cat House. All that kind of
patter.
Yes,
they do.
They do. Yes, they do. But the thing is, I mean, alright. Actually, I can't imagine any other band I've seen there that isn't a kind of metal band.
I was going to say, I've tended to only seen metal bands, but yeah.
It doesn't have to be, is what I'm saying, because metal bands play Tuts as well.
Easter weekend, they had a sort of a 80s and 90s pop night at the Cat House.
Well, yeah, although they certainly have.
Well, Cat House used to have club nights. They used to have a floor that was dedicated to
they would change it. Oh, they still. I think, as far as I know, they still probably do that.
SoundShape SoundOff.
It's one thing to have festivals that are kind of ritual things of style, whatever.
Well, I was going to say that, like, previous podcasts we've talked about that, but venues shouldn't. Yeah,
venues shouldn't, because the thing is, a venue's always there. Is my point. A venue doesn't go away. It doesn't set up shop. It's not like a pop-up gig.
So sleazy's, you just don't know what you're going to get.
Sleazy's
to next, which is really
cool. Perfect. I was going to say block. That's exactly. I was going to say block, sleazy's. These, even your box
Mono.
and stuff. You know, these kind of venues.
I don't know if you've checked out Mono, but
I've not been to Mono.
Do you know what's an awesome place to go check out?
You probably wouldn't get metal in there or hard.
I don't know. I think you would get pretty much anything you want.
I
think it's because it's a record store and a bar.
Aye.
It's a diner thing, and I think with absolutely 100%, you could put anything that you want in there.
That's it. I'd quite like to see a metal bar upstairs at Oranmore, just for the fact it's an old chart. There's something weird and perverse about that.
Well, Oranmore is one of those kind of wild card venues because
I've seen a few bands in there.
Because again, that is just a sort of hired for purpose gig.
Yeah.
You put on whatever happens to be.
I've seen Idlewild in there, and I also saw Ben Quella in there. Two completely different.
Lemmy done his book tour there. He's doing his book tour again there, so you get things like that. You wouldn't get book tours happening at Tuts.
Anyone wants to give us free tickets to that? That would
tell you who I saw supporting Biffy at Tuts once was Scottish comedian. He's totally disappeared now. He was really famous in the early 2000s. Bill Kay, as a clang, old name, gone. Who knows? He's probably Job Centre.
He's probably pissed off at
He
Peter
supported Biffy at Tuts.
Great to see between like sound checks and stuff. Not sound checks, but as bands are setting up, perfect to do something like that.
I'm sure
it's interesting.
I'm sure he actually played. He actually done the compare as well for the tea break heats.
So Phil Kay, if you're watching, do you want to be a guest?
Yeah, absolutely. Phil Kay, get in touch.
Let's see what you're up to.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Again, comedy. If you saw a bad theatre performance, theatre in terms of anything like a Dead and Brown show, that kind of thing. I'm just thinking Lab in the theatre. You wouldn't go, that was crap. That means that Ricky Gervais next week there's going to be crap.
It's not going to be funny.
Do you know what I mean? Let us know what your thoughts are, because I don't think there's any realm of possibility that we're out of line here. It's my personal thinking of it. It's just that it's ridiculous. Give people more credit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Basically, you're calling your fans stupid then.
You're
calling your audience idiots if they can't differentiate.
Unless you physically own the building as well, fuck off.
But the thing is, then you wouldn't have. It's a kind of catch-22. You wouldn't have booked them in the first place.
Exactly.
If
you physically own the building, fair enough. But as Colin said at the start, someone's got kids to feed or a mortgage to pay or whatever. Of course they're gonna.
You've got to buy in. I'm not getting into this. It's just like fucking.
Just not
fucking economy, right?
I feel like you're explaining business ethics to fucking children. It's like.
Yeah.
Ironically, you could be right.
People are running a business, and other people are trying to put on a show. It doesn't belong to anybody. It's as simple as that.
I don't think entertainment belongs to anyone.
No, absolutely. Well, that's not true. It actually does belong to the internet now.
It would. It's in the hands of God. Yeah. So, thank you. We'll have another sound off very soon. Let us know what you think of these, because these are very fun. Any ideas, rants, we love to rant. Give us your ideas.
You can contact us well on our email.
Email, Twitter, Facebook.
Shall we do that again? We did it so well last time. Let's wipe away. We're all over the fucking hands.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.